Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel where we decode global power shifts and uncover the hidden strategies shaping the 21st century. Today's focus is one of the most significant geopolitical developments in recent years. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Chinese President Xi Jinping coming together to discuss strategic autonomy and ways to strengthen India-China relations. Why does this matter? Because whenever India and China talk not as rivals, but as potential partners, the entire global order feels the tremors. Think about this. India and China together represent over 2.8 billion people. That's more than one-third of humanity. Both are nuclear powers. Both are economic giants: India, the fastest-growing major economy, and China, the world's second-largest economy. When two such powers shake hands, it's not just about their borders. It's about reshaping Asia and rebalancing the world. At this summit, Modi and Xi put forward a critical idea: strategic autonomy. What does it mean? It means not being trapped between us versus China, West versus East, or NATO versus BRICS. It means carving an independent path where India and China make decisions based on their own national interests, sometimes together, sometimes separately, but always sovereign. This discussion unfolded at the Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit, stage that's increasingly becoming a counterweight to Western-led platforms like the G7. Xi Jinping used the summit to criticize what he called bullying behavior of the West. Vladimir Putin blasted the West's militarization. But Modi carefully positioned India as the voice of balance, a nation that doesn't pick sides but speaks of unity, peace, and global development. And when Xi and Modi had their bilateral meeting, the message was clear. It's time to repair ties. We all remember 2020, the Galwan Valley clash, when India and China's soldiers faced off brutally. Trust broke down, investments froze, borders hardened. But now, the tone is shifting. At this meeting, both leaders agreed to ease visa restrictions for students and businesses, resume direct flights between major cities, increase trade and investment in clean energy, technology, and digital sectors, explore confidence-building measures along the line of actual control to prevent future escalations. This is not just a reset, it's a calculated pivot. Let's be honest, China is facing multiple crises. Its economy is slowing. Exports are under pressure due to Western tariffs. The U.S. has built coalitions like QAD and AUKUS to contain China. Xi Jinping knows he cannot afford to have India firmly in Washington's camp. By improving ties with New Delhi, he can weaken U.S. strategy in Asia, reduce hostility on China's Western Front, and open new economic corridors. But India also gains here. For Modi, repairing relations with China stabilizes India's northern borders, opens up new markets for Indian exports, gives India leverage with the U.S., because if Washington knows Delhi is talking to Beijing, it will value India even more as a partner. Helps India push its vision of a multipolar world where no single country dominates. So both sides are playing a strategic chess game. Now, let's dive deeper into this idea of strategic autonomy. For decades, India has pursued non-alignment, first with Nehru during the Cold War, now with Modi in a new form. Strategic autonomy means India won't be a junior partner to the U.S., it won't be a silent ally to China either. It will engage with both, but always on its own terms. She sees value in this because it keeps India out of a permanent U.S. alliance. Modi sees value because it boosts India's global standing as an independent pole of power. How's the world reacting? Washington is watching nervously. U.S. strategists want India fully committed to countering China. But if India deepens ties with Beijing, Washington's Indo-Pacific strategy loses some weight. Moscow welcomes this. Putin sees India-China harmony as strengthening BRICS and weakening the West. Europe is cautious. They want trade with both India and China, but fear a stronger Asia might sideline Europe. The global South is excited. For Africa, Latin America, and Asia, An India-China partnership signals a more multipolar order, less dominated by Western capitals. If Modi and Xi genuinely succeed in strengthening ties, we could witness an Asian century truly taking shape. Greater cooperation on green tech, AI, and space. New trade routes bypassing the West, such as the China-India corridor linked to Central Asia. A stronger bloc in global forums like the UN, WTO, and G20. But let's not forget, trust is fragile. Border tensions could flare up again. Domestic politics could change strategies, and U.S. pressure will keep trying to pull India firmly away from China. So here's the big question. Will India and China remain partners or slip back into being rivals? The answer lies in how both nations manage their differences while focusing on their common interests. For Xi, this is about survival of China's global ambitions. For Modi, it's about placing India firmly in the driver's seat of the world order. If they succeed, the 21st century won't be American or Chinese seat, will be Asian, and make no mistake. The choices made today in Beijing and New Delhi will shape not just Asia, but the entire world for decades to come. So keep watching this space, because the story of Modi and Xi partners or rivals may well decide the future of global geopolitics. So where do we stand? We stand at a crossroads. On one path lies cooperation, a world where India and China work together, maintaining their autonomy but amplifying their shared strength. On the other path lies confrontation, a world of border clashes, proxy wars, and endless mistrust. The choice is not simple. The path will not be straight. But the fact that Modi and Xi are talking, that they are even daring to use the word strategic autonomy together, is itself a breakthrough. The real test will not be in speeches or summits, but in the next crisis, be it on the border, in trade, or in global politics. That is when we will learn if India and China are truly willing to act as partners, not rivals. Because, make no mistake, if they succeed, the balance of global power will tilt irreversibly towards Asia. But if they fail, the cracks will not only divide two nations, they will divide the world. And that is why this dialogue between Modi and Xi is not just a news headline. It is a defining moment of our century.